So if there's, tying it back to the theme of what can we do together that's more powerful than us as individuals, is one of the big benefits of FARF is that it's not just a parent community. The medical professionals are part of it. So our doctor at Sloan Kettering, Farid Boulad, is an active participant in FARF, along with doctors from University of Minnesota and the Mayo Clinic, Seattle, Cincinnati, some of the main Fanconi Anemia specialist centers with the deepest expertise. They participate actively in this community. One of the biggest benefits that provided to us as parents is that at one point, I don't remember, it was about 4 or 5 years ago, they locked some of those doctors in the room and they said, you can't come out until you've written down a relatively standard set of treatment protocols. Because while we live in New York and we have the benefit of being able to just hop on a train or a cab and get to Sloan Kettering, most people who have this disease or have a child with this disease don't live close to that, and they're in a position where they have to explain to a doctor what Fanconi is and why, if they're going through a bone marrow transplant, the protocol is different. To have it written down and be able to hand over it's the product of multiple people's experience and medical professionals' experience as opposed to you as the parent. Again, it's really hard to challenge a doctor. Even the smartest people I know love to learn, and they want to hear new perspective. Unfortunately, not everybody has that attitude, and it's tough. I know there's doctors in the room, and the fact that you're here means that I'm preaching to the choir, but there are many doctors out there who resist outside input, especially when it comes from a layperson, even a parent who's observed it. So having that kind of work product, something that's printed and bound that you can hand over, is tremendous. And I don't know if every other rare disease community is able to do that, but that's the kind of benefit that you can offer parents. You can give us ammo so that it's not us on our own trying to explain to a doctor why what they're doing is wrong. That's a hard conversation to give to an expert. So as a final takeaway, I'm going to leave time for everybody else. I've worked at a variety of startups, and one of them, we made software for charitable foundations. And one of the things that I learned from them is that there is no global issue, even community issue, that can truly be solved with the resources of one foundation on their own. One of their big things, the two things that keep a program manager of a charitable foundation up at night, one is making sure that their dollars are being invested for the maximum impact on their community, and the other is knowing that on their own they're not going to solve it. And that was one of the big issues that we were trying to help them solve, is how can they come together as a community of foundations and co-fund with each other. If you want to truly solve or improve water quality in Africa, if you want to improve education levels in cities in the US, you have to come together. You can't, not Bill Gates, not Jeff Bezos, not Rupert Murdoch, not one of their foundations on their own can solve any of these problems. And the same thing is true for you, those of you in the research field. As a veteran of multiple startups, I understand the pressure to be the one that gets credit. If you're venture funded, you need to be the one that gets the revenue, that justifies the funding to your VCs. I get all of that. And you have to resist the urge to think within the boundaries of your own organization, because you don't have all the data that you need, or enough data to be efficient, even in figuring out if I'm probably going to phrase this wrong, but even just identifying who are the patients that are most suited to your trial. You don't have as much information as there is out in the world that could help you identify those people. You have to find ways beyond just the programs that you're investing in right now. You have to invest in ways to come together across the boundaries of your organizations, to come together and share that data so that you accelerate your advancements. Because he's only got 15 years. And that's what I need from you. That's what we need from you. And you can do it. So I think that ties it together. We're stronger together. That's true for our kids, that's true for us, and it's true for you as researchers and us together as one community. So let's do it.